Hey everyone, it's Tanessa here. I'm talking about a topic today which hits near and dear to me and a couple of my clients as well. So what we're talking about today is the number one reason you should stop calorie counting, and I have an idea what you should do instead. So give me a hello, wave hi in the comments if you're here and if you're watching today. I always appreciate connecting with you guys. And these live videos are a great chance for you to jump on and ask questions. So again, I'd like to just introduce this by talking a little bit about my experience and how I discovered calorie counting wasn't for me. And you might be in this boat too. There's lots of fitness professionals and we all have different ideas on what works and what doesn't, and we all have opinions, and I'm going to share mine with you because you might relate to me. And that's the best part about there being so many different coaches and options out there, is when you find someone that you can relate to and that you like their ideas, then it's a great idea to pair up with those people and follow along on your journey to success. So back probably 2007, when I entered into the fitness industry, I thought, what a great idea, I'm going to enter in a fitness competition. And a lot of people do start out with their fitness journey that way because it's a great way to get introduced to proper eating and diet and being dedicated to your routine. And so on this plan, I decided to be one of those people that didn't diet too heavy, but instead what I was going to do was I was going to count what I called my macronutrients. So macronutrients is the science word for the big three things that are in everything we eat: carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. And so instead of kind of watching a calorie goal, instead I aim for certain numbers of those per day. So it is in essence similar to calorie counting because you are logging food with the expectation of meeting certain number goals at the end of the day. So one thing really great that I did notice right off the bat, I started losing body fat. Because I had enough protein in my diet and I was aware of what was coming in and out, I was able to gain a little bit of muscle mass, which was absolutely fantastic. But 17 weeks of prep left me on show day. And I'm talking, I was calorie counting from everything from weighing spinach leaves. And if you know how ridiculous that is, weighing spinach leaves gets a little too obsessive. And calorie counting has led me and a couple people I know to become terribly obsessive with calorie counting. And then it becomes very hard to ever go off of it because you don't have any idea what you're eating anymore. And it can become a downward spiral of weight gain and depression and all kinds of stuff like that. And so, with that weight gain, it was really hard to watch on myself. And because I had calorie counted so rigidly that when I stopped and tried to have a normal lifestyle, I just ended up gaining everything back and it felt disgusting and I didn't know what to do with myself. So that is the number one reason that I don't recommend rigid calorie counting. I just feel personally that it is a really good way to start towing that line of disordered eating where we are watching so closely what is coming in and what is going out and good foods and bad foods and this food has too many calories. And so that was something I really wanted to move away from. And there was at that point where I was sitting there, and because I had gone off of this calorie counting, I'm sitting there 25 pounds heavier going, okay, we have to do something. So what I'm going to share with you is kind of how I found a system that worked for me. And I know based on conversations with multiple clients, this is something that's really started to work for them too. So I looked, what did I learn from all of that calorie counting spinach logging misery? So what I did learn was that I now know how many grams of protein are in an egg. There's 7. I know that there's 220 calories in a cup of rice. I didn't realize along the way what I had learned as part of my education from food logging. I was so surprised at what was going in and out of my mouth that I never had an idea of. So for example, there was one day that I had an apple on what I was going to eat that day. So I weighed it and then typed it into my food logging system and I used my Fitness Pal. And I found out that the apple that I had originally calorie logged as 80 calories, when I weighed it, it actually ended up being 130 calories. And that's a massive increase. That is almost close to 1.5 times the expected calories. And had I not ever gone through that experience, I might not have known that I was overeating. So it really educated me. And so here's what I'm going to share with you. When I start with my clients, I always get them to food log for 1 week. And why this is so important is the process is not about teaching to rigorously food log and watch your calories. The point is to teach you education. What is going in your mouth? What is going out? What surprised you about what you're eating? What were you not expecting that was coming in terms of grams of protein? And then on top of that, we get to get a good look at if you're eating enough grams of protein per day or if you're eating enough calories per day. So I did a video blog and a blog post on my website at www.tanessashears.com. I'll make sure to link that below in the comments after this video is done. But it was all about how to find out if you're eating enough. And it was a really simple equation with a website that I linked to in this blog. And it tells you how many calories you should eat per day to maintain your body weight. And from there, you can figure out if you cut some calories out, naturally, you're going to lose a little bit of weight. So I get clients to see if they are eating enough. So they're getting education on 2 parts. Am I eating too much or not enough? And what is going into my food and my body that I need to know about? So during that process, after food logging, what I then have them do is make their own meal plans. So I have a really easy system, and I'm going to talk about it at the end. It's a really easy downloadable guide that I have for free for you. And it's basically, I give them groups of foods, a group A, which is fruits and vegetables, a group B, which is complex carbohydrates, and a group C of foods, which is all healthy protein sources. So it's really simple. Each meal, all you do is you pick one from group A, one from group B, and one from group C. So you are getting your fruits and vegetables, your complex carbohydrates like brown rice and quinoa, and your healthy protein sources such as low-fat cottage cheese, eggs, any kind of meats, fish, all that kind of stuff. So from then, I'm able to help them develop a meal plan and something that includes the foods that they like and that sticks with them. And now that they have the education on what's going into their bodies, they can make educated choices on the back end. And from here, we start replicating these healthy meals we've created together. So sometimes I get clients say to me, well, Tanessa, if you eat the same things every day, don't you get bored? And my answer is, no, not really. And then I ask them, how many different foods a day are you eating? And we can usually come up with a list of about 20. And my number is about 20. We, on average, repetitively eat the same foods every day. Think of the breakfasts you've had over the last 5 days. What are they? They are likely going to be very similar. So what I'm going to have you take away from that is it's not about restricting the number of foods you're eating, but it's about taking the 20 foods you do eat and making 20 better choices and then repeating those choices. So now that you know approximately how many calories are in the meals you're eating, you've also transitioned to better choices because you're aware of what is in the foods you are eating. So once my clients develop a consistent meal plan for themselves, what I'll then have them do is enter their new food plan into a food log, MyFitnessPal, for example, and I'll have them see, did you hit your calorie goals? Did you hit your protein goals? So then it's essentially calorie counting without ever having to calorie count, because if you're eating similar style meals every day, you're essentially getting the same volume of food every day. So that is going to keep your body consistent and consistently hitting your goals, whether you're trying to put on muscle mass or lose body fat. So again, it's just really simple. It's sticking to foods that are good for you, that you enjoy eating, and that fit within your goal range, something that you can stick to long term. So if you're still with me now, I give you a big thank you for listening in. I really enjoyed having you here. So again, I'm going to link that basal metabolic rate calculator in the comments for you so you can calculate how many calories you should be intaking. And I'm also going to give you a special gift. So if you head over to my website at www.tanessashears.com/nutrition guide, you can enter your email and name into the page, and I'm going to be sending you my simple nutrition guide. It's a simple guide that I give to my clients to start creating their own meal plans. It comes with some of the tips and tricks that I use. So things like how to choose proper foods, the schedule I eat for using cheat days, and also some tips about how to fill my plate. So again, that's at TanessaShears.com/nutrition guide. So I'd really love you to check it out. Again, it's just an email and your name on the page there. And if you have questions, leave them in the comments. I love to hear from you guys. I appreciate your input. If there's topics you want covered, let me know. So don't forget, head over to my website, subscribe. There's lots of great content there that I don't put on my Facebook page week to week. So thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Have a great Thursday night.